welcome back to another episode of Chronicles of War. I'm Alex, and today gonna be going over a bit of a fun one, I'd say. We're gonna be going over the USS Nemo. It's World War II, but I'm not gonna give you any more details than that. You're gonna just find them out as we go. So we're in you know later part towards the end of the war. It's 1944. Got hunter killer groups in the Atlantic, and they're looking for U-boats. Hunter killer groups. They're groups of ships that go out and hunt down U-boats, and they're like that to prevent them from sinking, like merchant ships and stuff. So we've got this hunter killer group. It is commanded by Captain Daniel V. Gallery. And he's commanding it from the USS Guadalcanal, which is an aircraft carrier. It's also got a destroyer escort in it, featuring the USS Pillsbury, USS Pope, USS Flaherty, the USS Chaitlane, and the USS Jens. I think I'm pronouncing those right. I don't actually know if I am, but that's what's there. Alrighty. Let's see. Along with that, so 11:09 a.m. June 4th, 1944. So this is 2 days before D-Day that this is happening in the Atlantic. We're 150 nautical miles off the coast of Africa, which is 170 normal miles. The hunter killer group detects a U-boat by sonar. So there's two F-4 Wildcat fighter planes and one Avenger torpedo bomber are up. One of the Wildcats and the Avenger were already in the air, but now there's a second Wildcat. They're looking for the shadow of the U-boat in the water. So find where it's at. The Chaitlane fires hedgehogs. So what hedgehogs are, basically, the hedgehog is an anti-submarine weapon. What it is basically is it's like a mortar round that is on ship, and it's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them in this like box like formation on the ship. They get launched out off the ship into the water, and once they reach a certain depth, they'll explode. A certain pre-programmed depth will then explode. So that happens. That this U-boat, which is going to be U-boat 505, it surfaces, and the crew attempts to scuttle it. Now, if you don't know what scuttling is, it's what happens what would happen when a German ship was severely damaged, and they didn't want it to be captured. What they would do is they would set charges and open hatches that would cause the ship to then sink once everyone was off of it, or if they couldn't get everyone off of it, set to go off immediately. So they attempt to scuttle it. However, Gallery, he wants to capture U-boat 505. So, as the survivors from the U-boat, they're pouring out into a lifeboat. The Chaitlane, and the Jens, they get survivor. They pick up the survivors from there. And then 8 crew members from the Pillsbury go and board this sinking U-boat. They disarm the scuttling charges and remove them. They close the hatches that have been opened and successfully stop it from being sunk more than it already currently is, because it is actively just starting to sink and has been now. it's sinking right now. And so with a submarine, there are pumps that, and probably other naval vessels as well. I don't know for sure, but there are pumps in the ship that keep water that is in it from sinking the ship by continuously pumping it out. The thing is, the ship is not moving. Sorry, the U-boat isn't moving. Like, the engine is completely dead. It's dead in the water. So eventually, these crew members, they're in the U-boat, trying to get this thing back afloat. When while they're doing that, they disconnect the engine from the motor, and so the motor is attached to the propeller at the back of the submarine, which is how it gets propelled. So, anyway, another group of men from the Guadalcanal this time come over to the U-boat. They bring a tow cable with them and attach it to the U-boat. So, they start towing the U-boat behind the Guadalcanal, and as it's being towed, the propeller begins to spin. And now, because it's no longer, and that's since the propeller is what's connected to the engine, and the engine is not now connected to the motor, this propeller spinning is providing power to the engine. Or right, engine or sorry, the motor. And from there, that provides power to the U-boat, which then causes the pumps to start working, pumping out water. U-boat's no longer sinking. You've got minimum repairs that could be done to the U-boat done. It's no longer going to sink immediately. We're good. So they towed the U-boat all the way to Bermuda. I know, through the Bermuda Triangle to get there. Fun times. So the POWs they captured, being the crew of the U-boat, they're all taken to Camp Ruston in Louisiana. Now, the fact that these POWs exists, this is very top secret. Like, these POWs do not exist officially. They are all, as far as the records go, they are at the bottom of the ocean with U-boat 505. Because Germany cannot know about this. Because if Germany did know, that would mean that they would know that we had cracked the Enigma machines, because that's how we knew that the U-boats were going to be in the Atlantic. And like I said before, this is right before D-Day. So, can't let the Germans find out. So, anyway, what happens now then is it's in Bermuda. U-boat 505 is in Bermuda. The POWs are taken to Louisiana, like I said, and since now, because the POWs are kept secret of their existence is a secret, get the slight war crime of, since no one knows they're there, that means the Red Cross isn't able to really take care of them. So slightly a war crime there, but they're not being treated horribly, thankfully. So, while on one hand, yes, it is a war crime, it's not as bad. But anyway, what happens from this is there is actually a Medal of Honor awarded from this. Lieutenant Albert David is the one who is awarded the Medal of Honor. This is because he led the first boarding party onto the U-boat 505, and he's actually the only sailor in the Atlantic Fleet to get the Medal of Honor. So that's kind of cool, This is how the only Medal of Honor given to the Atlantic Fleet got done, was commandeering a U-boat. But so U-boat 505, it's just sitting in Bermuda, and again, of course, can't know we have it. So it's repainted to look like an American sub and is designated the USS Nemo. Now, Nemo means nobody in Latin, so it fits with it because it does not exist technically. 505 doesn't exist. It's nobody. So anyway, war in Europe comes to an end. We're still fighting Japan. The government's like, you know what? Let's use it to sell war bonds. So they go to some major cities on the East Coast, and they're taking it around, and buy war bonds. You can go inside this German U-boat that we acquired. You don't need to know how we got it. But yeah, we have it. So you want to go inside, buy some war bonds. So that happens, and then Japan ends up surrendering, and no longer need to sell war bonds, and we don't really need a German submarine. So let's just do what we do with all the other stuff we've just got from Germany. Let's just use it as target practice for something. Now, at this point, the now Rear Admiral Gallery, he's a Rear Admiral now at this point in time. He's like, no way. I acquired this U-boat fair and square. We're not destroying it. So what happens is it ends up contacting the city of Chicago and is like, hey, you want a U-boat? So it is then donated to the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, where it is currently at today. You can go visit it. And it's been fully restored as well now. And supposedly, I looked this up, and according to something that came out last year, as in 2024, you can go inside of U-boat 505 / USS Nemo. I don't know if that's for certain. I've never actually been there, although I really want to go there, and came very close to going there when I went to Chicago once, but didn't know about this until a week after that. But yeah, that's the story of the USS Nemo, or U-boat 505, technically, but also not U-boat 505. Yeah, that's that. I know this is definitely a shorter episode compared to some of my previous ones. Those episodes are typically closer to 20 minutes long, and I think we're only at 13 minutes now or something like that. Yeah, 13 and a half minutes. But might as well just do a bit of a shorter one this time. Figured, why not? But yeah, that's that. Thanks for listening. I'm gonna say it again. Check out the official X, Twitter, whatever you call it account. At capital C Chronicles, capital OFF 44. You go there, you find out when I specifically release episodes. Because just because I typically do it Wednesdays doesn't mean it always happens. For example, the episode before this is in fact not getting released on a Wednesday because I'm recording this on a Thursday, and it's getting released the day after I get done recording this by half hour or so. Because yesterday when I was supposed to upload it, I was really busy and forgot about it. So it's getting done a day late. You wouldn't have known that if you didn't follow the account. But if you did follow, you'd know that this morning I said it'd be out this afternoon, in the afternoon, because I forgot to send that out yesterday, actually, because I completely forgot all about it until I remembered I was recording this episode, and I'm like, oh right, I gotta upload the other one. So yeah, but that's one. That's only one of the reasons why you should follow Twitter. There's also because you can message me and be like, hey, you should cover this event, or make a video about this person, and I might do it for either a singular episode on it, or if it I get a bunch of requests I don't know if I can make a full video on, but they're all similar enough, then I might make an episode where it's a bunch of the events put together. But yeah, that's why you should do it. That's why you should follow it. So yeah, um, I don't really got much of anything else to say really, but yeah, I think that about does that. Um, so again, like I said before, thanks for listening, and make sure you tune into the next episode. So bye now.